Missing someone.
What's up guys, my name is Cooley and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hi, hello, I'm Sierra and I post beauty and lifestyle content every Wednesday and Sunday, so I definitely hope to see you there. If you are a returning viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you. Today's video consists of me doing my foundation and my contour with my airbrush machine, so you'll get to see how that works. I do get a lot of questions on airbrush makeup and kind of the difference between a regular foundation and airbrush foundation. So I go into that a little bit more in depth in this video. I also just go ahead and create this fun vacation summery makeup look. So if you want to see how I achieved this look today, then without further ado, let's just get into the video. I can already tell you right now this shirt is going to be annoying the living hell out of me because every time I think it's supposed to be like this, but I like it better like this, so just bear with me if I'm like playing with my shirt the whole time. It's a cute shirt, but it's annoying as hell. I'm not even kidding, I feel like I'm in an episode of Twilight Zone right now.
Like,
I don't know, with everything that's going on and just the fact that every day is kind of a loop for me, like I feel like I'm doing very similar things every day. It's just freaking me out, and it's so windy outside, so if you hear any blowing or loud whistling noises, I'm looking at the trees and they look like they're gonna blow over, so great. Alright guys, let's get started. So today I'm very excited. I say that in every single video, but we are going to be doing something very different than what I normally do, so I decided let's switch it up a little bit. And I do always get questions when people ask me to do their makeup or just about makeup in general, what the difference is between regular foundation and airbrush foundation. So I'm going to show you guys today, and I typically will do airbrush on other clients. The reason that I have an airbrush machine is because when I was briefly working for a salon and doing wedding makeup, I was required to purchase an airbrush machine, and I'm very happy I did. It's a really cool skill to have and it's super useful for many different things. Plus, airbrush makeup is amazing. It lasts forever and it literally makes your skin look flawless. So the airbrush machine that I have is the TEMPTU 2.0, and this is what it looks like. This is the little airbrush gun, I guess you could call it, and this is the actual machine that blows out the air. It's super simple. Pretty much you have your machine, you have it plugged in, and you have a little tube thing that connects to the machine. And I won't turn it on yet because it is kind of loud, but once you do turn it on, we're going to take some of our airbrush makeup, so I will show you that as well. These are just two of the bigger bottles that I have. Most of the ones I have are sample size right now because I don't use all of the shades very often. I have not had the chance to buy every single shade in the bigger bottles. So these are what the normal size bottles look like, and these are what the sample size ones look like. It is really nice because when you do purchase the airbrush machine, they give you a whole kit that has all sample sizes of, I want to say it's 12 of the shades. I don't think that's all of the shades that they have, but it's a good starter kit, and it's really nice to kind of see what shades you're going to be using more often, and once you see the shades that you are using more often, you can purchase those in the bigger bottles. So that's what I've done. So pretty much what you do with this is you take these little dropper bottles. They're very liquidy. They're definitely not like your typical foundation. We're going to take our foundation shade and our contour shade. Unfortunately, I don't have a blush shade, but I know that you can actually purchase blush airbrush makeup, foundation, contour, and even highlight. If you wanted to do a full face of airbrush makeup, you definitely could. All right. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. When using airbrush makeup, you want to be sure to know the products that you have. I was actually told by the salon that I worked for what machine to purchase and like what brand to go through. And I guess, so TEMPTU is a very common airbrush machine. This is an older version, but they do have newer versions as well. And they actually have a little handheld one, which I think I might invest in one day because it seems really cool and efficient and easy to use. But why I say that is with a lot of airbrush makeup, they are silicone based, and so you want to use a silicone based primer. This is the one that the salon suggested that I use, and I actually did already have it in my kit, so it worked out perfectly. So I'm just going to start off by taking, this is the No Poreblem Primer by touchinSOL, and I'm just going to take a couple pumps of this. Typically I would just put this in my T-zone, but today I'm going to put it actually all over my face just because we are going to be using that airbrush all over my face. If you haven't noticed by now, I have very sensitive skin, so as you can see, my face is turning bright red just from barely even touching it. So I have used this airbrush makeup on myself before, and I have not had any issues with breakouts or weird rashes or anything like that with my sensitive skin, which is definitely nice. Also with this, you do want to make sure that your skin is properly moisturized before applying the foundation. I mean, you really want to do that with any makeup, but especially with airbrush makeup. So I did actually go ahead and apply my morning skincare. What is it, like, it's 5 p.m. and I probably applied it a couple hours ago. So once we have a nice layer of that primer on, let's go ahead and turn our airbrush machine on and get started. Alright, so as I said, this machine is super easy to use. There's literally a power button right on top, so my machine is already plugged in, and I'm gonna go ahead and hit that power button. It'll turn on. It does make kind of a loud noise, so I'm sorry if it's like super annoying. The thing as well with airbrush makeup is you kind of have to eye it because it doesn't necessarily come out the same shade on the face that it looks in the bottle. For example, the way that they do these shades is by numbers. So this one is 3N, which stands for 3 neutral. This one is 5NW, which stands for shade 5 neutral warm. So they have different tones, which is nice. I do have a little bit of self-tan left over, so I'm just going to start out by taking 3N, and you can always mix the shades as well. So if this comes out a little too light, then I am gonna add some of the 5NW as well, since this is slightly warmer toned and my spray tan has kind of orange tones in it. With these foundations as well, you want to make sure that you shake them extremely well because, as I said, they are very liquidy and they can kind of bunch up. As I said, super simple. To apply the product, you just take this little lever right here and you pull it back. You can do light pressure, pull it back to the middle, or the full power pressure if you pull it all the way back. I'm not going to do it yet because it will spray color all over the place, but right now it just has air coming out, so there's no color or anything until I pull that lever back. Alright, so that's just a very light coating. I am going to add a tiny amount of the 5NW as well. I do want to match my neck and my chest. The nice thing with airbrush foundation is you can build it up. So I usually go in with a light layer and then I'll go into the places that I need a little bit more coverage, and you can hold it over those spots for a little bit and it will cover it up more than it would if you're just going around with it. Also, when using the airbrush gun, you want to make sure that you're going in circular motions so you're not applying a ton of product in one place. So as you'll see when I'm going around with it, I am taking the gun in circular motions and kind of just lightly dusting it around my face. And you did it right from the start. So I am going to take a few drops and just hold that over my problem areas so I can get a little bit more coverage in those areas. So look at how nice and fresh my skin looks. As you can see, I'll zoom you in a little bit. We have a nice amount of coverage, however you can still see pretty much all of my freckles I feel like I have airbrush in my eye. So I'm just going to take some of my regular concealer and apply that to my face because I do not have a concealer that goes with the TEMPTU machine. I'm not sure if they even make one actually. I would have to look into that, but I'm just going to use my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer in the shade Medium Sand, and I'm going to top that with my L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear Concealer in the shade 330 Ivory. The e.l.f. one is a little bit darker, so I like to place that under my eyes first, and then I'm going to use the Infallible one to highlight as always.
Missing someone with all your heart. Missing someone.
Guys, I honestly wish I could use this airbrush machine every single day for my makeup because I'm not kidding. It makes your skin look absolutely flawless, and it's honestly so quick. What's also nice about the airbrush products is they actually set themselves, so I usually only have to use just the slightest bit of powder to set under my eyes, and it lasts all day long. Alright, concealer is done, and I've actually never done contour with the airbrush machine, but I do know it can be done, and I do have some contour shades here, so I'm going to try it out because, as all of my other videos, we're not going anywhere. So if it turns out looking horrible, it is what it is. So in between using different shades, you do want to take some sort of a cleaner. The TEMPTU does come with this little bottle right here. I've just been letting it sit in the little pocket where we deposit the color, and this will kind of wash everything out. You do want to deep clean it at the end when you use it so you don't have any color getting stuck in there, but in between shades, it's okay to just use this right here and just turn it on and kind of swish it through a few times. So I am going to do that before we go ahead and try out the contour shade. So I don't want to go too dark at first, so I think I'm going to take the shade 008. I'm just going to see how that looks to kind of bronze up the face a little bit. I just put a little bit too much.
Missing someone with all your heart.
Alright, so it's definitely a little bit warm, but the actual application itself wasn't that bad. I don't want to blend it out because it does set itself, so usually when you blend it out it becomes kind of patchy. So we'll just see how that sets, and I think I am going to add a little bit more of a contour shade as well, and then just go over that and see what we got.
Missing someone with
I didn't go under my jawline or on my nose because I didn't feel like that was very practical to do with the airbrush machine, so I will just go back in with some powder probably and do that. Alright, so sticking with our liquid theme right now, I am just going to take a small amount of my Glossier Cloud Paint in the shade Puff and just apply that to the cheeks. So I'm just going to take some of my Coty Airspun powder on my sponge and just set right under my eyes where I applied that concealer. We didn't have any of the airbrush product. And then I'm just going to finish off the face right now with some of my Wet n Wild highlighting powder in Precious Petals. Alright, so this video wasn't really about the eye look, but I will show you guys what I'm using, and then I'll kind of fast forward through what we're doing on the eyes. But I did come across my old Z palette. I haven't used this palette in forever. I found it in one of my moving boxes, and this just has a few of my magnetic shades in it. So what really struck my eye are these kind of mustard yellow orangey shades. I'm gonna kind of play around with the colors in here and we'll just see what we come up with. First, as always, I am just going to apply my Plouise base in Rumor 2. So before we go in with that orange shade, I think I'm going to take my Plouise Basic Brights Yes Ab Yellow face and just apply a little bit of that to my lid so that the color comes out a lot more pigmented.
Found a sky.
So although I am tempted to add shimmer, I think I'm going to leave it matte and just apply a little wing and some lashes and call it a day. We're using our NYX Epic Wear Waterproof Black Liner. You guys know I'm just going to take my lashes, my Lucy Liu lashes in the style Enchante, and throw those on the eye because I'm absolutely obsessed with these. I feel like I'm really channeling vacation vibes right now. I'm just trying to pretend that it's not freezing raining and an absolute hurricane outside right now because I wish I was laying on the beach. I can't tell if the camera's focused or if my eye's just blurry from the airbrush makeup on my contact. Seriously though, like, are you kidding me with these lashes? Really just make any look like amazing. Alright, I did just go ahead and set my contour with some powder, and I did a little bit of nose contour as well. I'm going to take some of my Urban Decay Heavy Metal in Midnight Cowboy and just throw that in the inner corner because I do want to keep the lids matte, but this glitter is just so pretty. Alright, so that just spices things up a little bit, and we're going to finish off with the lips. So I do want to do a nude lip. I promise I'll switch it up soon, but I've just been on a nude lip kick lately. So we're going to take some of our Milani in 04 and just line our lips.
Missing someone.
And then for lipstick today, I'm going to be using my Maybelline 650 Nude Embrace. This is a really, really pretty, versatile nude.
Missing someone.
And then I'm going to just top that with some gloss. So today I'm going to be using my Too Faced Lip Injection Extreme Lip Gloss. And this is just the one in clear. I don't know if they have any other shades, but alright, so I think I'm going to finish off the face with some of this Vitamin Wake Up Mist from PIXI just to add some hydration. And I think that's the finished look, guys.
Missing someone.
I really hope this video gave you a little more insight on the world of airbrush makeup and how it works and how it looks on the skin. With that being said, if you guys enjoyed today's video, please leave a thumbs up. It helps me out greatly. Also, be sure to subscribe down below and hit that notification button as well so you can be notified every time I post a new video. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and please stay home. Bye guys. I'll see you next time.